Hello, everyone. Good morning to all of you. May I ask a simple question to all of you? Let's say who among you answer it very correctly and quickly. How a simple push button connected to microcontroller works. So this question can be divided into two parts. How micro button is connected. Secondly, how it will work. Quickly, anybody among you. And my dear students, please engage in today's session with your replies, your experiences in the chat box because this is purely for you. Don't feel hesitate to answer in the chat box because this session is purely conducted for students, right? So feel free to answer in the chat box. My question is how a simple push button connected to microcontroller works. Quickly, all of you. Okay, I am getting the answers in the chat box. Okay. How question is not under how a simple push button. There is a push button which you connected to the microcontroller, right? This is something like that. This is your push button. This is connected to your microcontroller. I want to ask how it is connected. The very first question, and the second one is how it will work. There are the two questions. You can answer any of these quickly. Yes, great. Okay. Again, I request all the students to please engage in the chat box since the session is completely for you people. So be here and answer it. Yes, yes. Great. Okay. I have got more the responses here. Perfect. So let me answer now. Push button provided a digital signal to microcontroller. Pressing the button changes the voltage level at the input. But how? How the voltage level is being changed? And have you told your microcontroller that this is a certain voltage level and this is not? When a button not pressed, it becomes a high one. When a press it ground, it becomes zero. Is it always Farhan? I want to ask when a button is not pressed, it becomes high, and when pressed, it becomes zero. May I ask when a button is not pressed, maybe it will be at zero, and when it is be pressed, it can be at one. Tell me quickly. For functioning of microcontroller, when button is not pressed, it becomes high. No. Okay, perfect. So this is something you must ask in the interview. They don't know about 8086 theory. They will ask you, you will say microcontroller is or microprocessor is the device which do the processing of like addition, subtraction, multiplication. No, this is the old school theory. No one value. They don't know the knowledge because they have an internet for that. They only know how you can do their task. How can you design new products for the industry? This is the only thing which pay you high salary, right? That is why I have told in the very beginning of the session, industry pays higher package, but student only end up with this amount of package just because they are superb with the knowledge. That is waste by paying high fees to college. Skills are the only things. So let me answer now this question very clearly to all of you. So I am showing. So now try to understand the concept here. Circuit demo. See, this is a push button. I am going to press the button and let's see what happens. Please pay attention here and be attentive in the chat box. Right. So tell me what happened when I press the push button quickly. Have you seen? As I press the push button, what happens? Quickly, I'm getting the responses from you people. As I press the push button, LED gets on. Am I right? Is it visible to all of you? It became ground. What became ground? As I press the push button, the LED gets on. Yeah, yes. Is it visible to all of you? Perfect, perfect. Next time I press the push button, the motor starts. And you can see that the electrons are flowing in the complete path. This is the very basic thing you all definitely know about this. As the circuit gets complete, the electrons start flowing. So when we press the very first time button, our LED gets on as LED circuits gets completed. And when I press the button at second time, my motor gets a start. The DC motor gets a start. Beautiful, beautiful. I think this is visible to all of you. Perfect, perfect. So this is the thing which I asked to all of you. When I press the button, LED start, maybe motor start, but this is the output picture in the tray. But what I want to ask from you people is how? Because you in industry are working as a design engineer. You have to design something like pressing button, LED, motor, any kind of device may be required on and off, the pure controlling, right? So let's move further. So I am showing you a video, and before that, let me tell you, one of the student very correctly tell here, when we press the button, it will get ground. So my dear students, please try to get the concept here very sincerely. Here you will get to know how microcontroller get to know your perspective. Do you know microcontroller, the language microcontroller understands? Please type in the chat box, all of you. Let's see who will get the gift today. The one who answer very quickly. The language which is understood by microcontroller. Quickly. The language which is understood by microcontroller. Binary. Perfect. Very great. Okay. Now let's see something very beautiful. I think video is clear to all of you. Just pay attention to this video. What is being happening here? LED is on. As I press this push button, LED goes to off state. Am I right? Is it clearly visible to all of you? I again restart this video. Initially, you can see the LED is on, right? And as I press the push button here in the video by the finger, you can suddenly see the LED goes to off state. Yes, and the circuit gets ground enough. So my dear students, what is being happening over here? Initially, this circuit is made to be high. One of the student earlier told me microcontroller made to high. So those students appreciate yourself who told me the microcontroller can only understand the binary because microcontroller never knows other than 0 and 1. Microcontroller only knows 0 and 1, none other than that. So as you press the button, initial high goes to low and the circuit get ground as you see on the screen. Same video is put it on our Instagram channel. You can see there also to get the concept very clear. So this is how your button is being pressed. You have to told your microcontroller one of the predefined state. My microcontroller is at such state. When I press the button, the state will get changed, either 1 or 0. So please focus on the video. As I press the button, circuit get complete and my LED goes off. But the beauty is here. Now we have made our circuit reverse. Let's see here. Initially, my microcontroller is off. You can see it is connected to ground. And now as I press the button, it will get on. So anybody in the chat box can clearly tell me what is the difference in these two cases. Plain you here. Okay, perfect. So my dear student, this is your microcontroller. Earlier, before pressing the button, you have to tell your microcontroller a single state. You have to define a particular state to your microcontroller, either high, then you press the button, your microcontroller reads 0. So that means previous state was 1. When you press the button, the microcontroller reads 0. So means high to low pulse is there, right? And in very next case, your microcontroller is already at 0 case, right? And button is connected the higher level, right? When you press the button, your microcontroller disconnected to 0 and high will be connected. So that means previous state here is 0, and when you press the button, you will get the state 1. That means earlier this is the ground, and when you press the button, it will goes to high. So this is how your microcontroller get to know how things will work, right? Here, your microcontroller try to understand, detect. The keyword is detect. High to low, and here low to high. That means you have to define a particular state to your microcontroller, either high or low. And the change state from high to low or from low to high will be detected by the microcontroller. So is it clear to all of you? Quickly type in the chat box. Quickly. Is it clear to all of you? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Have to define a particular state to your microcontroller. Now, again, I request you to see the video so that things will be get clear totally, whatever the difference is being left over there. So this is the video in front of you. As I switch on the video, you can see initially it is high connected to VCC. As the button press, one goes to low. That means high to low switching and button goes off. And now it is already grounded. As you press the button, your LED goes high and microcontroller is connected to higher state. So this is how button is being connected, which I have asked you in the chat box in the very first question, right? So this is how our button is being connected, right? So the very next thing I want to explain you here. So now hopefully the background technicalities will be clear to all of you how when pressing the button things will perform. Microcontroller either read from high to low or from low to high. Now I want to share you one more video and I want you to answer that particular question. Right? Perfect. So a video is here on the screen. So when you press a button, see how it will be performed mechanically. Pay attention here. You will get to know how things will work. This is the button. As you press the button, it will change its state from high to low. But what is it inside this? This is a spark. Now try to understand the beauty here. This is the very important concept you must know as a skill. That definitely things wouldn't get clear in the college, right? See here very, very carefully. As you press the button, it goes to next state. But in between, there are stages of high, low, high, low, high, low. You can see the waveform on the screen on oscilloscope. Button never ever goes to low state. Due to mechanical arrangement, the button continuously flicker in its state, as you can see very, very clearly on the screen, high, low, high, low. Is it clear? And this particular high, low noise disturb the microcontroller. How? As you can see, microcontroller either detects from 1 to 0 or from 0 to 1, as you see on the screen here. Your microcontroller either detects 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, right? None other than that. Means high to low or low to high, right? But what is this between? Before going to a particular state, your microcontroller starts flicker here in between. What is this? The in between state. This spark is the noise that causes your microcontroller a very, very wrong disturbance. That means when you press a push button, let's say your microcontroller is initially at a high state. And when you press the button, your target is to make it to low state. Then only you can see the transition 1 to 0 and microcontroller detects my button is pressed. But what the actual thing is being going on before going from 1 to 0, it will goes from high, low, high, low, high, low state. And this is called noise. And this is not a stable state, which result in make controller confused that the actual state is either 1 or 0, right? And this confusion caused the problem. So tell me here in the chat box very, very quickly, is this noise is clearly understand by you people, which I'm showing in the video? Is this clearly understand by you people? The microcontroller can only understand 1 to 0 or 0 to 1. But this is the noise which disturb your controller. Great, 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 perfect, perfect, yes, perfect. So my dear students, what is being happening here, as I told you, माइक्रोकंट्रोलर को सिर्फ 1 या 0 समझ में आता है, या तो हाई या तो लो, none other than that. In between noise disturb it. So this noise doesn't allow your microcontroller to understand what is being going on. Now tell me, I think all of you people have, let's say, washing machine in your house, right? And always you have used the keypad in the washing machine, in your keypad phone, in your remote, right? So inside the controller, the technicality is being going on there is something like high to low or low to high, because a microcontroller is being residing in there, means either this or this. Have you ever noticed your microcontroller get in confused in this state in your either washing machine, in your keypad, let's say AC remote, TV remote, keypad, anything? Tell me in the chat box. क्या आपका माइक्रो कंट्रोलर टीवी का, रिमोट का, वॉशिंग मशीन का कभी कंफ्यूज हुआ है 1 से 0 और 0 से 1 के बीच में? क्या उसने कभी नेगेटिवली रिस्पॉन्ड किया है? कोई नॉइज आई है कभी जिसकी वजह से आपका रिमोट हैंग हो गया हो? क्विकली. So what I want to explain you people here is, when you connect a button to your microcontroller, it never ever connected directly. Mark my word, your microcontroller never ever connected directly, right? Why? Because this random noise comes into the picture. And what is this random noise? This is just a high low signal, as you seen in the video here. So what is the solution? This is the right thing which industry demands from you people. It is observed that the noise comes into the picture. So that industry demands you, how can you cope up this as an engineer? What is the solution? Anybody in the chat box can tell me quickly. सी, माइक्रोकंट्रोलर को या तो 0 से 1 समझ में आता है या तो 1 से 0। इन बिटवीन हाई लो स्टेट उसको समझ में नहीं आती। तो ये लेकिन हर बार एज अ नॉइस क्रिएट होती है। तो व्हाट इज द सोल्यूशन हियर? क्विकली इन द चैट बॉक्स लेट्स सी who will give the answer correctly. One of the student told me, I am learning the skill. I want answer from you, my dear. What is the correction here you will be do from your side to remove this? So now I will answer you the correct thing. Let's see. So this video will show you the correctness. As you press the button, this noise comes into the picture to microcontroller. So a capacitor being connected, this stores the charge, and you can see in the video how beautifully this capacitor removes this noise with a single clean green signal. You can see as the button press, noise comes and that is removed by the capacitor in the picture beautifully, and the signal will get very clean, right? So the correct answer is capacitor. Whenever you connect a button to your microcontroller, you always have to use capacitor unless you never connect your button. So here, what I want to tell you is whenever you connect any of the button in your house, let's say your washing machine, your AC remote, your television remote, everything, your button is always connected with a capacitor and then to microcontroller. This always is happen. I don't know you people have ever observed in the circuit or no, but this is the fact. Button directly to microcontroller never connect. Now you will get the answer. What the answer is, it will get a noise. To remove this, you will have to connect a capacitor in between. Very correct. RC circuit is being connected. RC circuit filter. Beautiful. RC circuit is being connected in the button to remove the noise. And what is noise? As you see here in the video, when you press the button, the noise comes into the picture which disturbs your microcontroller. That will solve by capacitor, right? And your signal gets clean. Now, student tell me the correct answer is RC circuit, and this is very correct. The RC circuit is the correct answer. Perfect. Now, in interview, what will be asked from you? How you connect button to microcontroller? You will set via capacitor or a RC circuit. Great. Now, the very next question to you will be asked, what value of R and C is being used by you? There are lots of values of capacitor. Capacitor value is my farad. So 1 microfarad, 100 microfarad, 10 microfarad, 50 microfarad, 470. Which one? How you will decide? How you will calculate? So if you calculate, you will be designed as a design engineer, right? So you have to answer this question in the interview, and this is the very next thing now we will going to learn. So see, you can see here very clearly what capacitor solves your problem. This noise is being solved by the capacitor, as you can see on the screen very clearly. The unwanted noise is being solved by our capacitor, right? You can see this is the filtering being processed. The signal will get continuously high, low, right? This is being solved by your capacitor, right? Now we will uncover how these things will be sorted. Let's see. So pay attention on the screen. I will show you everything very clearly. Perfect. So see, when you press the button, you will get the state. You can see in the yellow line from low 0 volt, it will be going to a high state, right? You can see on the screen. It is very clear. I again reset the circuit. Please pay attention. Simulate instant press. As I press the button, your signal from 0 volt goes to high. You can see here is a 0 volt. You can see in the top bot in the very bottom, and here it is 5 volt. That means when you press a button, a low signal is get to high. दिस इज द रिक्वायरमेंट. ऐसा ही होना चाहिए. जब भी आप कोई बटन प्रेस करेंगे, या तो हाई से लो हो या तो लो से हाई हो, तभी आपका माइक्रो कंट्रोलर परफेक्टली काम करेगा और उस बटन को रिस्पॉन्ड करेगा. दिस इज द थिंग एक्चुअली बीइंग कैरिड ऑन. बट इज इट प्रैक्टिकली हैपनिंग? नो. प्रैक्टिकली क्या होता है? व्हेन यू प्रेस द बटन, द नॉइस कम्स इनटू द पिक्चर. हाई लो. दिस इज प्योर नॉइस. एंड हेयर आपका माइक्रो कंट्रोलर कंफ्यूज हो जाता है, और इसी को हम बोलते हैं बाउंसिंग स्टेट. द बाउंसिंग स्टेट, राइट, विच मेक्स योर माइक्रो कंट्रोलर कंफ्यूज कि मुझे लो रहना है, हाई रहना है. एंड दैट इज द थिंग विच यू कॉल हैंगिंग प्रॉब्लम, राइट. दिस इज द हैंगिंग प्रॉब्लम. सो ideally होना क्या चाहिए? This. When you press the button, it will cleanly go its state from 5 volt to 0 volt or 0 to 5 volt. You can see the switching on the screen. 0 to 5, 0 to 5. This is the things which being carried on. But due to noise, the thing which is happen is this confusion. You can see here is the confusion. Clear? Now let's see one more thing here. The correct answer, one of the student told here, is the RC circuit. Very, very perfect. What we have learned here, you have to connect a circuit called RC circuit in between your microcontroller and your button press. This is the only solution. All of us know right now. Okay. But my question is how you will decide the RC circuit and what it will perform for you. The correct question. हमें सबको समझ में आ गया कि बटन माइक्रो कंट्रोलर से कभी भी डायरेक्ट नहीं प्रेस करना है. कैसे करना है? विद द हेल्प ऑफ आरसी सर्किट, देन टू योर कंट्रोलर. बट हाउ? नाउ गेट द आंसर. नाउ सी ऑन द स्क्रीन वेरी वेरी क्लियरली. सो ओके, see now when I press the button, you can see my capacitor is beautifully charged. You can see the green signal here. The slope here is being the charging of capacitor, and this charging time what help us to prevent a sudden jerk. अब देख सकते हैं इधर सर्किट में हुआ क्या. जैसे ही आपने स्टेप इनपुट का बटन परफॉर्म किया, जो येलो इनपुट आपने दिया, वो आपके कैपेसिटर ने उसको स्लोपी बना दिया. As I told you in the here na, your button can not directly connect to controller. You have to connect an RC circuit in between, and this RC circuit is actually helping you a slope. You can see this is the slope. I again on the simulation, you can see how beautifully you can see blue capacitor is being filling, and this makes your sudden step into slope. Simple सी बात है. आपको स्टेप बाय स्टेप चढ़ना है, तो या तो आप स्टेयर्स पे चढ़ जाओ, राइट. आइदर यू नीड अ स्लोप. सो स्लोप इज बेटर फॉर नॉइज फ्री, and you can create this slope with the help of RC circuit, as you can see in the screen here how beautifully slope is being converted. Yellow is your input and green is your output. But now again see what happened when you don't have this RC circuit. This is how things will be performed. A non-stable state, you can see high low high low high low, and you can see always it is being flushing. Your yellow capacitor and your blue capacitor always being flushing. Now the very correct answer from my side is how you decide R and C value. हमें समझ में आ गया बटन को डायरेक्ट करेक्ट नहीं करना है, R और C से करना है, बट कैसे? Let's uncover this thing. So this is the answer here. कैपेसिटर स्लोली चार्ज होता है, और स्लो कैपेसिटर चार्जिंग ही हमें हेल्प करता है स्लोप क्रिएट करने में. नाउ यू विल गेट टू नो हाउ स्लोप इज बीइंग क्रिएटेड, राइट. So what is the RC circuit? I don't know you people have learned or not, but the correct answer here is time constant. And what is time constant? Time constant is nothing but the value of resistance and capacitance. So what is the time constant? Time constant is R multiplied by C, and this will decide your time, how it will take to charge the capacitor. And this is time to charge capacitor, right? So here RC circuit is being charged and discharged. Now pay attention here. You can see things very, very clear. You can see my resistance is 1 kilo ohm, right? My resistance is 1 kilo ohm. Capacitance is 182 microfarad. Let's decrease this to 100. Okay, now my time is 100 milliseconds. See in the very bottom, it is 100 microsecond, 100 millisecond, right? Now, let's see further. I charge the capacitor. You can see very quickly my capacitor is charged. The circuit here is, you can see very quickly my capacitor is charged here, right? Quickly my capacitor is being charged over here, right? I again press the charge button. You can see my capacitor, how quickly it is being charged, because value of R and C are very, very low. Now, I increase the value of resistance. See, I am increasing resistance. Let's say resistance increases to 10 kilo ohm. Now I again press the charge button. Now see what is happening. How much time it will take? देखो कितना ज्यादा टाइम लगा हमारे सर्किट को चार्ज होने में, कैपेसिटर को. I again reduce the resistance value. अब चार्ज पे प्रेस किया, देखो क्विकली चार्ज हो गया, राइट? जब रेजिस्टेंस की वैल्यू बढ़ाई, टाइम टेकिंग चार्ज. अब रेजिस्टेंस की वैल्यू को हमने कम करा, अब कैपेसिटेंस बढ़ाते हैं. Again, it will take more time to charge. See, capacitor is nothing but a tank. The larger the tank, the more time it requires. So this is the answer here. My dear students, this is the answer here. As a design engineer, interviewer asked you how you will design the circuit. So you simply said RC circuit. But how? So what you have to do here is, आपको बटन की डेटा शीट में पढ़ के पता लगाना पड़ेगा कि बटन को कितना टाइम लगता है प्रेस होने में. लेट्स सी 1 मिलीसेकंड. सो जो आप आरसी सर्किट बनाएंगे वो 1 मिलीसेकंड से ज्यादा का बनाएंगे, ताकि इसकी जितनी डिबाउंसिंग है वो सब यहां पर नलीफाई हो जाए. सो यू हैव टू सिलेक्ट द वैल्यू ऑफ आर एंड सी to nullify this. You can see I am showing everything very, very clearly here. This is your time millisecond. Let's say we have decided 1, right? So let's we increase our time constant by increasing the capacitance value and resistance value. Now I charge my circuit. Please see on the screen very, very clearly how slowly capacitor is being charging. You can see on the screen कितना टाइम लग रहा है कैपेसिटर को चार्ज होने में, और इतनी देर में बटन प्रेस हो चुका है. तो जितनी भी हाई लो नॉइज है that will be nullified, right? And when your capacitor, how much time it will be taking, and when you discharge your capacitor, quickly discharge. But when we decrease the value of R and C, now you will see charge. Quickly it will charge. So you have to decide your time constant very, very smartly. So this is all about your time constant, right? How beautifully it makes step signal into slow, right? And this will remove this particular noise. Now you can see as I increase the value of R, see the noise is how beautifully noise is being decreased, right? This is your input frequency. The blue signal is your main noise, right? How beautifully it will decrease if you get increase the R and C. Now I decrease the value of C and R, you can see noise is here. जैसे जैसे R और C की हम वैल्यू बढ़ा रहे हैं, हमारी नॉइज कम होती जा रही है, बिल्कुल स्ट्रेट हो गई. और जैसे जैसे हम इनकी वैल्यूज को डिक्रीज कर रहे हैं, आर नॉइज बिल्कुल ग्रीन सिग्नल के बराबरी पे चल रही है नॉइज, राइट? जो फिल्टर्ड नॉइज है. सो दिस इज द थिंग यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, एंड दिस इज वेरी ब्यूटीफुली एक्सप्लेन हियर. आपका पर्पस क्या है? व्हाट इज योर पर्पस हियर? टू मेक दिस सिग्नल red signal like a green. This is your task. And red signal is being made by a green slope by a simple help of RC circuit. And now you all learned how value of R and C is decided. RNC is decided by increasing the time constant.